It's October. I've officially been unemployed for a year, and that's really bad. I was watching Bill Maher, and he talked about the state of the country and unemployment and lack of financial responsibility from my generation. And I didn't know what to say. Normally when things like that come up, I can come up with some sort of snotty reply, even in my head. But I feel like I've tried to find a job. I put in over 50 applications in a couple of months over the summer, and I didn't get any callbacks. My resume isn't terrible. I mean, I've worked at some companies for well over 2 years. My last job, I literally worked every single night, and my approval rating was great, and I put my 2 weeks in, and I, should get good reviews from my last couple of bosses. So I don't know why I'm not getting callbacks. I don't know what to do when it comes to this kind of stuff. I went to a convention over the weekend, and I was running, so I didn't have to pay, so I didn't really have to worry about money, but I sat down while I was writing up some character sheets, transferring the information that I wrote down previous onto actual sheets the characters would be given to the players, and I talked to my buddy about jobs. My parents, my mother and my stepfather, have worked for the same company for longer than I've been alive. My stepfather has changed locations, but he's always worked for the same company. And I don't think I'm ever going to have that stability when it comes to jobs. And I don't know if when my parents look at me, they're disappointed in me because I don't have the stability that they do, or if they expect me to be as stable as they are, job-wise, financial-wise. I mean, my mother has been working at the job since she was younger than me. The same place. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I don't know if it's just the way I'm doing my life, or if it's the way the world is, or I mean, is there something else I should be doing? I'm going to school. I changed majors, so it's taken longer than it was planned. And I mean, I stopped several times to work because, bills piled up in one way or another. So I stopped going to school and I worked. And work sucked, so I stopped working and I went back to school, but bills piled up, so I went back to work. And it doesn't seem to be a compatible thing for me. I'm always put on the worst shifts, which aren't compatible with classes. I'm falling asleep in class and I'm not doing well. So I don't know what I should be doing. How do I get me? I mean, I'm a member of this generation who's apparently not financially responsible. How do I get me into this place where I can be identified as a financially responsible person? I want to be. I want to work. So how do I do this? How do I find a job that will have me as long as my mother has been at this place? I mean, she's in a hospital, so I mean, there's always sick people. I mean, am I going into the wrong sort of lines of work? I mean, what am I doing wrong? I mean, what does it take to be like that? Or are my parents exceptions to most of the rules of society? Do people consistently these days change jobs? I mean, I know my mother is an abnormality when it comes to dating. She dated 3 guys and married 2 of them. So I mean, I understand that that's not normal. So I don't try for that. She's not a goal in that set. But I mean, Work-wise, how do you how do you how do you get to be a good guy? I mean, that's really what it boils down to, isn't it? A lot of us in this country have been bad guys when it comes to finance. Villains, even. And it's not just the big bankers. Some people who are like walking out on their mortgages, which are bringing down property values for, other people in their neighborhoods and making it harder for them. How do you get to be a good guy with your pocketbook? I guess that's my question. I mean, if Americans typically put things in terms of good and bad, which absolutes are typically not well thought of, and I mean, Americans are pretty much obsessed with hero worship, so where's a financial hero? How do we get to be on the side of good with our pocketbooks?